Good morning, good morning. It's now 8:02. I actually got up instead of going back to sleep. So I'm out here 8:02 getting ready to get started. I've been doing some research on illegal entry into your residence apartment and researching what it says to do to try to stop illegal entry and what it is, if it's a crime here in Michigan. It's a misdemeanor here in Michigan. So far, that's what I found that it said it was it could be a misdemeanor, or and I just briefly read something where you can actually file criminal charges, something against the staff, but I'm not gonna speak on that because I just briefly saw that. But there's laws here against that, about them just the management staff just going in your apartment whenever they want to. But see, here's the thing. I don't know. It's being done like it's the management staff. It could be the management staff. Whoever it is, I know it's somebody with the keys. And anybody who lives in an apartment knows the other person with the key to their apartment is the management staff. Not unless someone in between my going in this car, when I used to leave my bag laying around, went in here and made a copy of the key and made their own set of keys. And then that means you will be repetitively coming in and out of this apartment, which means you will be coming here every day because it's pretty much happening every day. So you would be coming to this apartment every day, which should be seen on video, who's coming to this building every day, if that's how they obtain the keys. But I believe these individuals already had a key, or you could be a master lock picker where you don't even need the key, or you may have some sort of master key where you didn't need to have the staff keys at all. So I've been doing some research. So far what I've been doing is the proper way to handle it. I've been reporting it, and it said document anything, and then if I suspect the management staff that is the ones coming in and out of the apartment, to send them a formal letter telling them to stop entering my apartment. And that if it continues, it could lead to civil infractions of something that I read. I just read that. So I'm not very clear on that yet, but this needs to stop. It's not just this apartment. It's every residence I've been in, far back as I can remember, to even owning my house on Beaconsfield. So I'm not going to say this is just confined as management staff here at this building. Because my house, it was going on. When I was at Warren Truck Plant, that's when I began to notice it starting. And before that, when I was in my younger years, I remember stuff happening, things with my clothes, my shoes, even when I was staying with my father's house. My father, when I was growing up with my father as a kid, used to complain about somebody coming into his house. So this is not confined to just this building. So what I have determined, that this is something else going on outside of the current management. But wherever I move, these individuals feel that they are above the law and have the right to obtain keys to everything I own or everything I have. If I put a lock on something, they got the combination. If I got a key lock, they got the key to it. If I'm renting cars, they coming in the car. I have determined that this is something that has been going on for a long time. It's just not, it's illegal entry, but this is something else. It's not just somebody here at this building, because every place I've stayed has not been these exact people if they were to be identified. So this is something else that has been going on in this state. This is some group maybe these gang stalkers. You got a lot going on here. When I researched that seems to be the definition, the wording, the terminology I need to be using. Gang stalking, because that seems to be what they've been doing. So when I researched gang stalking, when I first came aware of this term gang stalking, and I started researching what these people do, and I started comparing it to what I've seen going on here and what has happened and what has been taken, and that it seems like they're doing it in a manner where they're trying to make it seem like you are mentally insane, or you tripping, or absolutely gone nuts. You can say whatever it is you want to say, but this stuff is real, and these people, whoever they are doing this shit, and I'm tired of it. Now, I done bought a water jug, and I done made Kool-Aid in a pitcher. Cooked yesterday, made corned beef and cabbage. So, I'm gonna see what takes place. They come in the apartment messing with my beverages that I made, or stuff that's in the refrigerator, because that is illegal. Now you've crossed over to the lines of, no, that's not going to be a misdemeanor if you are deliberately tampering with my food or poisoning my food or whatever else. That's not going to be a misdemeanor. You're doing criminal acts and it's deliberate. So I don't know who these group of people are. I don't know if I'm going to keep researching to see if I can find an actual date or something of when this gang stalking began and who started it and the purpose of it. Because it seems to me the purpose of it, one purpose of it that I've noticed, is harassment. It is to harass. It is also to drive you insane. It is to make it look like you're not mentally incompetent. It is to make it look like you're tripping and that you may need to be locked up in a mental institution, as Warren Truck suggested. So that lets me to believe that the gang stalking was going on in that plant. And in my family, there's other times that I have remember somebody mentioning that you could have them locked up. There was an incident that happened on Gratiot. My father was driving drunk, intoxicated, but he'd been doing that. Back in the day, you can do that and get away with it. Well, not get away with it, but get away with it. But we were coming down Gratiot, and then he had an officer had stopped the car. Matter of fact, this is ironic. It was on the street near Gratiot and Shane, where that girl and her mother was acting irate, the one that threw the brick at the car and had the gun in her pants. It was right there at that store. So, and I remember it was a Caucasian officer. I remember this story. This is the first time I'd heard the statement of you can get them locked up. And I don't know, me and my sister was in the back seat. I can't remember how old we were. We may have been teenagers or preteen then. But I remember the officer had came to the back window, and mentioned to my sister that, you can have him locked up, committed. But he was talking about put it in one of those mental institutions. And I found it odd. I'm like, that's for drinking Colt 45 and Seagram gin? I found that odd. He was talking about having my father locked up in one of those mental institutions. And I was wondering why he went back there and had mentioned that to my sister. Now, that's when I can remember. Now, this was Detroit police that did that. That said that. And I remember that. And when that truck stuff happened to me at Warren Truck Plant, my sister was involved. And once again, here they go trying to get somebody put into a mental institution. This time it was me. And my, once again, sister was involved. So, I'm just remembering how far back I can go with them doing this mental shit. Because my father used to complain all the time as a kid. That stuff was coming up missing. He was running back to the house trying to catch them. He died trying to catch them. He never could catch these individuals. I remember after I got grown, I was I did have a key to his house, but I was in my early 20s. And I remember him calling me one day, asking me did I take some tools off the back porch. And I'm like, Dad, why would I come over there and take tools off the back porch? I don't do nothing like that. And the key was for, emergencies, or you needed me to go there to do something. That's what I had the key for. But had I known that this type of activity is what he was experiencing, maybe I would have kept better eye on my keys and laying them around, and who I'm around sleep with my keys to my residence. Because these individuals will not only try to get the key to your residence off of you while you laying them down, or they're going to make you go somewhere where you got to maybe take all your stuff out your pocket for briefly out of your sight for something. Say no, they quick with it. Or they may try to get it off your kids, because they know your kids have keys to the house. As a kid and coming up in high school, I used to lose my key quite often. And my father would change the door locks. And that practice has continued with this here changing the locks. It seems like everything that happened that was coming up as a kid has crossed over into my adult age. And these people are not stopping what they're doing. So right now, I'm going to say this is gang stalking. And it has not stopped. And it shouldn't be going on. You just have to identify who these people are. And gang stalkers they do not have a specific race, from what I'm seeing. But there is one main race that I see that seems to be around and watching me every time this shit goes on. And I don't know what they done when Warren Trump Plant started sending me to those doctors, but these people seem to know everything I'm thinking. And that's the ultimate invasion of privacy. That you sitting up here thinking thoughts to better yourself, coming up with ideas to try to financially elevate yourself, and these motherfuckers sitting somewhere else listening to your fucking thoughts because some doctor did something to you that you didn't know about, or maybe somebody did something while you were asleep at their house, slipped something on you, or something like that. Because I ran into a guy that said he was military. He worked downtown at the transit center. And he told me a story. It was shocking. He said, yeah, I was in the military, and we got stuff I could put in your beverage and make you drink it. So I do know that they are capable of doing that shit. That shit is illegal. To be going around here putting devices, or whatever you call it, because I don't know the proper name from it, but you do. That shit is illegal, what you're doing. Knowing what I'm thinking at every moment is illegal. You sitting somewhere. They done gave these people some way to be able to hear my... Why would you do something to me to expose me in that manner? I can remember this shit going on far back as a motherfucking kid, because my father complained about it. He used to complain about it to Detroit police. I remember the last time he complained, his rake came up missing. Detroit police, it was a precinct right there on Gunston. They told my father, we got stacks of complaints from you. He did. This is how far back I remember this shit. So this seems some sort of family type harassment that is generational. And it shouldn't be going on here. And it's not just Michigan. When I used to cross states in that semi-truck, it happened everywhere I go. It's like motherfuckers knew I was something, and they started doing this shit. They used to switch my clothes on the truck. I remember I had a pair of spandex pants, my size. And I remember I was at a Pilot truck stop. I came back from taking my shower. I went to put those pants on, and they was huge. They weren't my pants. They used to put holes in shit like they still doing now. I just went in the closet the other day and went and got a bag, a wicker, white painted with gold and silver decorations in the bag that I got off my cruise for my 35th high school reunion. Tell me why that bag was brown, like it was wet and just sat up there and got brown and discolored. That bag was sharp. I went to get it out because it's getting summertime. It's spring. It's time to bring that sharp ass bag out. Tell me why it was so discolored. Beyond repair, it had brown spots all in it. From simply laying in the closet in a goddamn U-Haul box where I got all my, back where we had CD players to play your DVD players to play your movies. It's been laying up there all that since 2023. Purses don't do that. It don't turn brown like that. That was the sharpest bag I've ever seen. And I had to throw it away. Now, how did that happen? Like I said, my documents come up missing. They come in there reading them. They come in there every day. And they said it's management trespass. They call it, if it's the staff. But I can't pinpoint it being the staff. All I know is somebody got the key. That's one main thing I do know. You got the key and you've been cutting the surveillance off. And I'm just watching more and more of these movies of individuals cutting people's surveillances off from sitting in a van typing some code into a goddamn computer. So I don't know which one is it, but I believe the individual is in the building. I don't think you sitting in no van somewhere, because the only vans that would come here would be the carpet people and the plumbers that I see, or somebody doing repair. That's the outside vendors that I see come here. So, but this has to be somebody in the building. It has to be somebody in the building that they done overlooked, that you got to have these devices in your apartment. This shit got to be in their apartment. These computers or whatever the shit they're using, it's got to be in their apartment. Ain't no way in the hell you can just cut somebody's surveillance off like that. Cause something to happen. Then it could be your Wi-Fi provider. Because most don't know that your Wi-Fi provider is the one that can see what devices you have hooked on to the Wi-Fi that you're using. They can tell you what you have hooked to it. And that's a fact. I remember I had to call when I called about mine. And we see you have your tablet, your phone, your TV. They told me everything. So, what is it to say that they're not doing something they're not supposed to? Because I remember when I got my Wi-Fi installed here, it was called another name than it is now. It's been sold. So it was called, because I have that fiber internet here now at this building. And I remember when a technician showed up, white male, musty, body odor. He stanked. He in here in my apartment, musty ass body odor. And now he's installing the Wi-Fi. He done pretty much got it finished up. And then some more co-worker of his co-workers that was coming from somewhere else doing installs decided to show up at my door. And now I'm sitting there logging onto this Wi-Fi while it's about 6 Caucasian males at my apartment door talking to this guy. Now, it's a total with him. Probably about 6 Caucasian males. Then showed up 5 or 6. Then showed up at my door while he's doing my install. It only take one technician. But it was a group of them at my fucking door. When I got that Wi-Fi put in, and they've been sold to, and the name has changed. I remember when this Wi-Fi came out, they were talking about installing this fiber Wi-Fi and all that. You couldn't get it because it was only in the downtown area. And now I'm downtown, I'm able to get it. Now, I've only had one incident. Yesterday was the first time I've had a major incident with the Wi-Fi. We had to unplug the TV with the new Roku. Before, the signal, the signal was not good with that other Roku I had. So I bought a new Roku, and now I'm having excellent service with it now. I've never had a problem with it, except with the old Roku. But now, like I told you, these people like to switch shit. And that electronic noise I'm hearing in the apartment now, I wouldn't put it past them to have that shit in TVs, because they are harassing me through stuff and from stuff that's from when I was a kid. I've always suspected that TV because my father used to work on TVs. He used to live over Bing TV off of Gratiot. My father used to work on TVs. I believe that shit, these electronic devices in my apartment are rigged to do shit whenever they wanted to do it. I believe they have everything controlled in that apartment. I believe it's a trap apartment. That couch, I told you, that was not the length of the couch when they first delivered it to my apartment when I stayed at the Hibbert. That is a true story, because I could not fully stretch out on that couch without my legs going over the arm of that couch. And then one day I just came home, I'm sitting up there, and I stretched out, and I was wondering why I was able to stretch out on the couch without my legs going over it. You know, and I kind of just blew it off. So, you switching shit. If I buy something, I'm gone long enough. How would you like it if you buy something and you gone long enough that they take what you bought out of there and switch it with something that is exact, it looks exact, and put it in there, but they got something installed in it. They putting their control shit in it. That's what gang stalking does. And I'm trying to figure out why is these people in existence? And why is this going on if this is truly gang stalking? But all I know, this shit has been going on for a long time. And I'm researching this shit. You can't stop these people because you never know who they are. And you have to go to work. I'm not sitting on a bank account full of money and they done fixed it to where I barely have any money now. And that's part of gang stalking. They want to get you limited income so you can be in their control doing what they want you to do. Every day I come out here, they got my day planned out. They got certain people they routing me to pick up, certain income to pick up. And I'm getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of dealing with it. So, this dirty truck, and I'm just up, just speaking my mind today, because this shit here needs to stop. I'm tired of it. Because they've gone over and beyond and above what they can do to keep harassing me, to interfere with me financially. You going in the fridge, you fucking with my food. Ain't no telling what they have me drinking in there. They ain't got no business doing it. You ain't got no business. How would you like it if you know you left your house and right after you left, somebody came in there, was going through your shit, putting shit in your beverages. You got a water jug and a water. How would you like that shit? You wouldn't like it now, would you? You wouldn't like that too much, now would you? Now why the hell would you think I'm supposed to like what I done found out because of that shit happened to me at Warren Truck? It's been happening. Why do you think I'm supposed to like that and tolerate this shit?